Welcome to Terry's Kitchen, where we talk food, faith, and family. So today we are making a Cushaw Pie. Cushaw is a form of pumpkin. We grew up on Cushaw Pie. My grandmother Jean, or we call her Grandma G, would always make a Cushaw Pie at Thanksgiving, and anytime she was making a pumpkin pie, she would make it out of the Cushaw, which is the crooked neck squash that is in fall. They're the green and the white, and it had the crooked neck, and a lot of times is used for fall decorations. But I cut that down, and in the fall I cooked that off, cut the skin off, and then cut the meat, and then I freeze it. So for the amount that I use for a pie. And we truly love that, probably personally more than a pumpkin pie. I would prefer to have a Cushaw pie. But before we get started on that, I would like to read out of the NIV Bible, Psalm 54. Save me, O God, by your name. Vindicate me by your might. Hear my prayer, O God. Listen to the words of my mouth. Strangers are attacking me. Ruthless men seek my life. Men without regard for God. Surely God is my help. The Lord is the one who sustains me. Let evil recoil on those who slander me. In your faithfulness, destroy them. I will sacrifice a freewill offering to you. I will praise your name, O Lord, for it is good. For he has delivered me from all my troubles, and my eyes have looked in triumph on my foes. I just want to thank you, Lord, for your presence in our lives and our families and all those that are watching. Thank you for letting me do that. Let me wash my hands and we'll get started. So I need to put my oven on 350, but I actually need to put it on 425. So let me do that. And it'll take a minute to switch over. So we're going to do a 425 once we put the filling together. And so, but let me get that on now. 425 oven. Okay. So here I have 3/4 cup of sugar. I have 2 eggs, 1.5 cups evaporated milk, or you can use the 1 can, which is 1.5 cups, 2 cups of Cushaw squash, half a teaspoon of salt, a healthy teaspoon of cinnamon, because I like, you've heard me talk, I like my cinnamon. And then a half a teaspoon of ginger, a little bit more of that because I like the spiciness of it, and then a little over 1/4 of a teaspoon of cloves, ground cloves. So what I do first is I'm going to add my 3/4 cup of sugar, and then I'm going to mix my eggs. Remove my crust here. Got my scrap pot. So when making pies, as I said, my grandmother G, really, she made a wonderful Cushaw pie, and it was always something that we looked forward to. I don't know so much as a kid that we really, did I like it as much as I like it now. And second egg in there. And then we're just going to beat this. Now you see that I'm using a bowl that has a spout. I found that's easier when you're pouring your filling in to use the pan with the spout. And so I have that mixed up, so I'm going to add my half teaspoon of salt, my teaspoon of cinnamon, didn't quite get all of that out of there. There we go. And then a little over half a teaspoon of ginger, ground ginger, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of cloves. And we're going to mix that up. The The reason you want to mix that up before you add your liquids, because you want that, you don't want your cinnamon to clump up or the other spices to clump up. And I'm going to go ahead and put those 2 cups of Cushaw. So they were frozen, and I let them out. You can lay them out in your refrigerator the night before so that they'll thaw out. There may be some excess water, so you can drain a little bit of that off without losing that good pulp or the squash itself. So you're going to mix that up. Now, I leave my Cushaw a little chunky, and when I do it in the fall, and because I like a little bit of bites of that, I don't want real large bites of that, but a little bit is okay. So then I'm going to add the evaporated milk slowly, and as I'm adding, I'm mixing with my whisk. There we go. And so there's our liquid. It doesn't quite, it's not as orange as the a pumpkin pie. Okay, let me bring my crust over. Now I have prepared my crust, and it's an unbaked pie crust, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill this. Now I don't want, because I've had many accidents going from the counter to the oven, so what I'll do is when I take this to the oven, I didn't fill it up all the way, but once I get it in the oven and to where I want it placed in the center of the oven, I will bring this over and fill it up a little higher, and that way you don't have any spillage in your oven. So please learn from my mistakes. So I'm going to put this, once the oven is at 425, I'm going to put it in the oven for 15 minutes. After that 15 minutes, I'm going to lower the temperature to 350, and then I'll bake it about 45 minutes. Can go up to 50 minutes. Just want to make sure when I put a toothpick in that the filling is done and firm. So our Cushaw pie is finished baking, and I'm going to bring that out of the oven. Now you will see that there's 2 pies in this oven. I have a hard time just making 1 pie. So this is the Cushaw, and I'm going to put this on my cooling rack. And because Ron really kind of likes this pumpkin, this is regular pumpkin pie, and actually use the same ingredients to make both. It's just the type of squash you use, whether it's pumpkin, the Cushaw, you could even use sweet potato, mashed sweet potato. So they are both finished. They smell good. The cinnamon and the ginger and the cloves. So you'll see, like I said, you'll see the difference in the Cushaw versus the pumpkin, but the taste is a little different. So hope you would consider making a Cushaw pie. And also I want to thank you for watching our videos. If you like our videos, if you want to subscribe, if you like our videos, hit like. If you can share, that would be wonderful. We love having people come into our kitchen and cook, and we thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity. I really do appreciate it, and appreciate each one of you all. Blessings.